All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're looking at a tool that is absolutely shaking up the high-stakes world of intellectual property. If you've ever been curious about how companies really protect their big ideas and actually make money from them, you are in the right place. We're going to dive deep into PioneerIP, a platform built to find the hidden patent profits that, well, almost everyone else is missing.
And this quote right here, this gets to the very heart of it. These are the words of co-founder Yulia Druzhnikova, and it just captures that deep, personal anxiety that so many inventors and creators feel. You know, it's not just about some dusty legal document. It's about protecting years, maybe even a lifetime of hard work. And that very real, very human pain point is what we're going to unpack.
So, let's jump in. You have to understand, for decades, the way people searched for patent infringement was, well, it was slow, it was incredibly expensive, and a lot of the time, it just didn't work very well. We're talking about a billion-dollar blind spot. And it's all because the process itself has been fundamentally broken for a long, long time.
I mean, just look at this contrast. The old way, you're talking weeks, sometimes months, of lawyers manually digging through mountains of data, burning hundreds of hours, and with a huge risk they'd miss something critical. The new way, it's powered by AI. It delivers results in minutes, gives you real data-driven confidence, and does it all for a tiny fraction of the cost. The difference is just night and day.
And make no mistake, this isn't some abstract theoretical problem. The financial stakes here are astronomical. In one massive case, Intel was ordered to pay $2.2 billion for patent infringement. That's billion with a B. So when these infringements get missed, the consequences can literally reshape a company's future.
And here's the real kicker. Because the old way is so painful and expensive, most companies just treat their patents like a shield. You know, it's a defensive measure, a cost center they have to pay for every year. They're not using them as a sword to go out and proactively generate revenue. And what that means is they're basically sitting on a gold mine of untapped value. So what's the solution? How do you fix this? Well, the real breakthrough comes from a simple but honestly a really powerful shift in perspective. Instead of just looking for other patents, the key is to start looking for actual real-world products out there in the marketplace.
And this is that core innovation. They call it a patent-to-product search. Think of it this way. The old method was like searching a library's card catalog to see if anyone else wrote a book like yours. This new method is like checking every single bookstore in the world to see who is actually selling your book. The AI scans the entire web for products that do what your patent says they do. That is the game changer.
So how does this magic actually happen, right? How does an AI take a simple patent number and spit out a list of potential money-making opportunities? You might think it's insanely complex, but the process is actually surprisingly elegant.
Okay, here's how it breaks down. It's super simple for the user. First, you just pop in a granted US patent number. That's it. Then, the AI gets to work. It reads everything, the claims, the description, the citations, to really understand the invention. Step 3, the system scours the web for real products that seem to match. And finally, you get a clear, prioritized list of potential infringements. It's 4 simple steps from patent number to business lead.
Now, that all sounds great on paper, right? But what does this look like in practice, when the rubber really meets the road? Let's walk through a real-world example to see how this AI actually thinks.
So Alex, one of the co-founders, shared this perfect example. They had a patent for a very, very specific medical device. It's a surgical drill, and the unique thing is that it has these little expandable tools at the tip. The idea is it makes a hole that's actually wider on the way out of the bone than it was on the way in. A very specific mechanism.
And boom, here's the payoff. The AI didn't just match keywords like drill or bone. It understood the core function. It grasped that unique expanding mechanism described in the patent, and then it scanned tons of product descriptions online and found one that described its function in almost the exact same way. See? It's moving from legal jargon to commercial reality.
And what's really cool is that this isn't just a one-trick pony. We're not just talking about a simple search tool. PioneerIP is actually a full suite of tools that can help you across the entire life cycle of a patent, from the moment it's just an idea to long after it's been granted. So let's just quickly break it down. First, you've got the infringement search, which we've been talking about, perfect for patent holders and law firms. Then there's portfolio analysis. This scans your entire collection of patents to find new licensing deals or even patents you can stop paying for. And finally, there's the claim optimizer, which actually helps you write stronger, more valuable patents right from the very beginning.
Okay, so this is all cool technology. But it all leads to the one question that really matters in business. What's the impact on the bottom line, right? How does all this clever data analysis translate into actual dollars and cents?
Let's start with speed. The platform is up to 90 times faster than doing this manually. 90 times! What used to take a team of experts weeks to do, you can now get done in the time it takes to go grab a coffee.
And that incredible speed, it leads directly to massive savings. In one real case study, a client scanned about 320 patents that were up for renewal. The system found that 128 of them weren't being used and could probably be abandoned safely. Just like that, they saved over $1 million in maintenance fees.
And the return on investment for that one project, get this, was over 4,000%. I mean, come on. That's not just an improvement. That is a total transformation of how you manage intellectual property.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? It is a fundamental shift. You are going from a time scale measured in weeks to one measured in minutes. This just opens up possibilities for managing IP that were literally impossible before.
And it's not only about saving money, it's also about making it. I love this quote from a lawyer. His client was about to give up on a patent, just let it expire. On a whim, they tried the tool and it found several potential companies they could license it to, turning a cost into a brand new revenue stream.
And that right there is the fundamental shift in strategy we've been talking about. With technology like this, patents are no longer just an expensive line item on a budget. They can be actively managed, they can be monetized, and they can be turned into a proactive engine for profit.
And that really leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. For any person or company holding a patent, the question is no longer if there's hidden value there. It's just how much of it is waiting to be unlocked.